Hi. Um, Hope you can hear me. So, this day has come finally. Where's the camera? Okay. The day has come finally. This is coming down. You're only seeing a portion of my room. It's quite disgusting. I'll show you. See, there's that. There's junk all over the place. There's there. I'll show you. There's my lots of post-its and stuff. I've had videos of this. This is gonna stay. So this on the walls here, that's gonna stay. Where are we? So that's gonna stay. But the rest of this, so I'm gonna repurpose this whole thing as a family room, a sleepover room, you know? So my son and daughter can have a friend over, they could play here, you know? So that's the concept. As you know, in case you're curious. Oh, okay, there it is. So I bought a bin. I don't know, it's not straight. I don't care. I don't care. I can't believe I'm doing this. Like, I don't want to get rid of it. This has been my life for 6 years. Longer than that, to be honest. I can't remember a time where I did not think about this stuff. But I gotta move on. I just want you to appreciate that I don't want to do this, okay? But I understand that you gotta move on. I gotta prove to myself I can do this. There's things that you don't want to move on from. I love this. Okay, this demonstrates my intelligence. Okay, at a glance, you don't know what you're looking at. It's like, ooh, man. Looks smart, you know? I can't even understand it anymore. All that other stuff. Where I can understand it, but it's not like it was intended. I was on a different level. And I wish I could tap into that again. It'd be astonishing to see what I can do with that type of intelligence and awareness. Okay. This is all my stuff. It's going to come off my walls and it's going to go into this bin. Just want to show people who are in a similar situation, you can do this. Let's start with a little one. So this was part of an assignment that was given at work to show the process, the design process. And I drew this out and then I transferred it to digital And then I have a digital image somewhere. If I could be bothered to throw it in here, I will, but I'm probably not. So I think I surprised people when I did this in a good way. What?
Dad left the keys in the lock.
Okay, great. Thank you. Daddy's recording, so I need privacy, okay?
You know what I'm gonna do.
So I think this was originally what my first book was going to be titled. Instead of Diseased, it was called Cosmic Chatter: Documenting the Chemistry Between Users and Designers. But I quite like this. I still know what this is. So how the particles are passing through, and the vortexes that spill off of it and shoot out the other side, it ruptures outside the cell. Just trying to illustrate that. I love this one. This, imagine two people, two minds. The red always signifies anxiety. So it's trying to demonstrate the relationship between what's occurring in this mind, and I have it broken down. I mean, you can skin a cat 100 different ways, right? This is just how I broke it down. And then how it between the mind and the body. Or the mind is the body is a consequence of the mind. So it mirrored. So here you had past, and then within the mind, impulse, spirit, logic, truth. And then when the hemispheres, love thyself, know thyself, be thyself. At least that's what I had at the time. I've changed it since. And below that you have ego, shame, selfishness, guilt. So those are chambers in the body that connect with the head. When I was in, and then you see on this one how it rocks. It rocks. That same architecture rocks its foundation, and see how the anxiety spills into the body. When you have deep conversations in this state, you trigger shame, those chambers. And if you ever have deep conversations like this, you'll notice that you'll have to run to the bathroom right away, and you'll have a big dump. Big dump. You know what's strange? It flies out of you. It just spills out of you. So when you have this type of conversation, really deep conversation. There's a little anecdote from when after I was in the hospital stay with psychosis. So this one is, I think, is the first drawing that I did when I got back from the hospital. And I can't begin to tell you what's going on. Largely because I can't read it, but I did my best. Like it's just trying to understand what's occurring. Isn't it beautiful? Doesn't it look like something intelligent? So here's a blown up version where you're going like, if you're, the other one was this close, now it's this. So this is actually a figure eight configuration, like a rocket. And the nozzle is thought. So depending on where you're steering the nozzle, let's see if it says it here. So I had categorized based on which side of you're steering the nozzle. I organized thoughts that I had that I was recording on my phone at the time. So this belongs here, this belongs here, this belongs here, this belongs here. And this one right here, you'll see in the next one, I literally, because I read this book, If A Then B, How the World Discovered Logic. So I was really, really into logic, really into logic. I literally programmed reality. You'll see how long this goes. And I'm glad I recovered this because, long story short, I forgot that I have this in file, so I'm going to take this and then I'm going to post it on the site. And I want you to see for yourself, like, insane, insane. I haven't seen these walls in half a decade. So here's a full version of the file. See how long that is? Reality is so obvious, it's imperceptible. I used logic. I don't have a coding background, but I just, what little I know. I'm going to post it, you'll see. If you go to Quotable Quandaries, the first one, the first video, you guys scroll down to the bottom. The first video is this, but you don't benefit from seeing all the structure. The structure is key, right? But I put that up there because I wanted to see if there's someone who could understand it, read at the speed that it's at. I wonder if someone that intelligent, at least times that's fucking gibberish. Or it's like, wow, that's amazing. I wanted to know if someone like that exists, you know? So let's go file. That's what it looks like. Okay, I really like this one. Isn't it beautiful? I'll try and zoom in a little. Look at that. Again, it's just trying to illustrate what's occurring, stuff you can't see, and then into the body, the anxiety. The deeper into the mind, the deeper it manifests into the body. So, again, these are things like, I'm coming down from psychosis. Like, how do I capture this? How do I capture this? Well, I don't have a design background, but I just use tools, and I'm a very good documenter. That's what largely my job at the time was, documenting. I just think it looks wonderful. You know, why would I want to take this off my wall? Okay, here's a simple one. You might think to yourself, well, that's just a simple geometric drawing. I don't want to pull it off the wall yet, but I'll tell you this later. It's like a video game. Reality has three-dimensional units, pixels, three-dimensional pixels in cubes. We all are all assembled in cubes in varying degrees, right? The fidelity, it's imperceptible that we're being displayed like a graphic on a computer. I call them conscious units. Conscious units. So that was what that little graphic was meant to portray. So I just remember outside the box. Remember what I said in my books? Stay in the box. So these conscious units, what's being depicted here, is that they interact with the units next to each other to connect. I don't know if necessarily there's a gap between, or they're just empty units, but like, again, it's, I wish I could ask questions of myself when I drew this stuff so I could understand. But you know, I did my best, and it's just art, you know, it's just art. Okay, we'll go around the bottom now. Seems to be the best. Just drew it randomly. I really like this. I should put that on my art page. Huh? It's pretty deep, eh? I'm gonna put this aside. I'm gonna put this on my art page. So this, as far as I can remember, so in a combustion vehicle, all the combustion vehicle is just a mechanism explaining what occurs in the mind while interacting with the present. Okay? So what this is, this is, man, I know that, yeah, I think I remember. The gears, I don't know. So the previous one is the transmission. The transmission is actually the most important. You'll see in the one in the end there. But here's the engine. So here's the cylinder heads, the plenums, I think. I'm not sure what the term is, but understand I was trying to, and I can't remember, again, red signifies anxiety. Yeah, I don't know. Does that look smart to you? I think you can tell what this is. Again, the chambers: ego, shame, selfishness, guilt. And I think these can spin, these can rotate, largely because I don't think I could really nail down. But I think shame is, or no, shame. I used to think shame was here. I switched it. I don't know. It depends. We'll see. Right? Changed my mind. I was back and forth with that. I think this is quite beautiful. So, to the best of my recollection, this represents real time, what's truly, truly occurring. And then there's reaction. So, we don't truly exist in real time. We don't. We only exist in the past, right? Real time is occurring. It's kind of like when you get pricked when you burn your thumb on the stove or whatever. It takes a moment to register here. Same thing with this, but with your brain. So the past is occurring, but you think this is the present. This is actually the present. It's truly the past. What we're experiencing right now is the past. We never experience the present. There's always a lag. So I guess the past is our present. And then here's the different stages. So again, here's the clutch, transmission, engine. And again, I have impulse, spirit, logic, truth. And again, anxiety. And then this tilts, kind of like you see over there with the hanging pendulum over my sculpture. And then over here, this, I believe, it's in the body. So I have adrenaline, ego, shame, selfishness, guilt. So again, I have this old, it's got cut off. I just think it's beautiful. I think they make a nice poster, you know? I like to do that someday. Maybe it's just like make posters of these. People want them. Progress. Okay. I'm just going to point these out here. These are the units. The conscious units are actually pyramids. They expand, contract. Expand, contract. So you'll see. Watch. So you can't see it because it's full with. So all these sectors, this was part of the social media site. I'd linked it. I wasn't creating something from scratch. I was documenting what's occurring and making that into a social media website. This has nothing to do with my personal take. This is what's occurring. I'm literally translating it. So the conscious unit from the previous would look like cubes. They're actually pyramids. And these all correlate, all these bands and these rows and columns, they correlate to ratings and values and stuff like that. So imagine this is at its fullest. You see how you have both, right? It could be either way. And I think it's the inverse. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they're the inverse of each other. So this is full throttle. Think of full throttle conscious unit. So we're really like a diamond shape. That's what the units look like. So and there's lots of stuff in here. I drew this out by hand. I took my time measuring it. Look. See? Colored them and everything. Like I said, this stuff is imperceptible. But through design and artwork, I'm helping you to be aware of what you can't acknowledge. So that's when it's contracted. So imagine the tips of those pyramids, they collapse into themselves. So they're either mirror or inverse of each other. And it would expand and like it could be like an eye opening and shutting. It could be like the pulse in the blood in your veins. It could be like the flow of water. I don't know. So just So this is meant to be the top-down view of the pyramid. So you see a different view of it. Yeah, I was really doing some crazy stuff. I wish I was in the position to really see this through, but it wasn't meant to be. I don't know if there's another top-down view or I can't remember. This kind of started it off. This was a drawing that I did on this table right here. So I'll try it. So you see the theme? It sort of was birthed from this drawing. I mean, it's Yeah, past, present, ego, shame, dignity. Yeah, ideal trajectory. Like, I think this was the starting point for the whole wall. Not for the whole wall, but for a lot of it. So I kept it up there. 'Cause why not? So this was towards the end of the first year when I was back, and I was heavily medicated. And it was around November, December. I think it was December. That's where I almost jumped out of a window. I was so. But I was trying to document something connected to my work. I never quite got it. Like, I have it here because to remind me, I actually had this, I drew this on my phone. I had a Galaxy Note 2 at the time, and it had the stylus, so it was really good to do these types of drawings. I think I get it. I think I get it. Nothing crazy. I'm not even sure I have it here, but I think this is related to that somehow. So I'll keep it. Okay. This next one is so fucked up. I think accidentally deleted the file. All I have is an image, a flat image. I don't have the actual working file and these prints that I had. But this, if you want to see the gates of hell, I have not forgotten what this means. To this day, it makes me sick that I deleted this. It's I still know what it means. Well, there you go. All right. Okay. So that happened, and you know, it's still here, still here. So, listen, if I could do this, you can do this. Whatever you have to move on with. I get rid of a little sticky tack. That's, I don't know if you can see it, that's a picture of my daughter when she was between 1 and 2, I think. You know, I'll leave that one up for a little while longer. Okay, so, wow, okay. There's more stuff here, or maybe I'll make another video about that. Again, this corner is going to remain untouched. I want to keep a piece. You know, my daughter got to experience this side of me, and I want my daughter, my son, to experience it too, just a little bit. You know, what I think is the most important part of this room, which, to be honest, I better be dead when that thing gets moved out. I better be dead. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you next time.